Okay, so hello, good evening to anyone who is seeing this. If you can see this, good evening to you and welcome to my live session. Welcome to this space. And first of all, I have a very important message for you. You can notice I've done this before. I think I did this once before. Yeah, I've done this just once before, and that's going live with. I wanted to get my ring light. It's not even coming. I don't know what's hooking the cord. I beg you. So I've done this once before, and then I was basically trying to, help people understand something. And the message I have for you, the little message I have for you is, there's a lot that you've been procrastinating. Maybe there's a lot you've been procrastinating that you've been saying you're going to do. This should be a reminder for you to actually do them, and don't wait for them to be perfect. That's why I had to intentionally even do this. In darkness. Let me turn up my light so that it will be total darkness. Okay. This is one thing keeping a lot of people back. Okay. Waiting for everything to be perfect, waiting for a perfect environment, waiting for the perfect ring light, waiting for the perfect phone camera, waiting for the perfect everything. To hell with all of that. Really. Welcome, Christiana. So a lot of people keep romancing their idea of perfection or what perfection should look like, and at the end of the day, they end up doing nothing. Right? They end up doing nothing. So this is just a reminder to you that you can do anything you want to do your own way. In fact, if I decide to start going live at night like this, turning off my lights and going live like this, I can make it a part of my brand and people will love it. You'll be surprised. People would actually love to just come in and see, oh, who is this guy? It's only his teeth that I can see. So yes, no problems. Like now, it's only my teeth that you can see. Good evening, Philip. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Okay. So basically, that's what I have for you. Don't overthink a lot of things. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is never going to come. It's not going to come. This thing, I don't even like talking about it again. There are things I don't like talking about. There are things I feel like I shouldn't be drumming those things any longer. I talked about it in 2020. I talked about it in 2021. So I feel like at this point, we should be talking more of strategy, launching strategy than perfectionism and all of that. To hell with perfectionism, to hell with it, to hell with, ring lights and phone stand. And I'm holding this phone on my hand. It's not going to fall, it's on my hand. Good evening, Esther John Bonner. I don't know if I pronounced the last one correctly, but I think I tried, Abby. So yeah, to hell with all of that. We are constantly addicted to the desire to show what am I even saying? Addicted to that desire to show up perfectly, to show up perfect, that desire to show up in flying colors, that desire to show up as the top A game person. Something happened to me at some point. Someone reached out to me and was like, Chijioke, you are doing amazingly well. You are doing well right now. What you need is packaging. What you need is branding. There are some clothes you shouldn't be wearing. Your social media, your videos shouldn't be in a certain quality. You should, quality this, quality that, quality. I say, quality assurance care. No problems. I've heard you. Now, that thing did something to me. Yes, it gave me an idea. I understood his perception, his perspective, and that is good. I appreciated him. I still appreciate him till today. But then, after that period, I now started being too careful. I didn't want to post so that I won't be viewed a certain way. I wanted to wait for my, maybe a perfect time to do videos, perfect time to record and all of that. But here, the truth of the matter is, somebody is asking where's the light. There's no light. There's no light. I have my ring light is in my what is it called? Is in my passageway. I went there to bring it. The cord was trapped in something. I don't know what it was trapped in. So I just left it, and I was like, to hell with it too. The ring light wants to do shakara for me. To hell with the ring light. I'm trying to pass a message here that a lot of times we wait for things to be too perfect, and then eventually the intention gets missing. It gets lost in the crowd. You end up not doing anything. You end up, okay, you want it to be perfect, you want to show up perfect, and now the showing up, you're not showing up, the perfection is not there. Okay, you want to see me, that means I'll have to go and bring this ring light. Let me go and pull it out. So like I was saying, that's what happens to a lot of people. Okay, that's what happens to a lot of people. That's why they never move, and that's why they never succeed. That's why they never do anything meaningful. So it's time for you to start stepping out of the pack. Pulling yourself out of the numbers of the people who are waiting for perfection. In the grand scheme of things, many things will keep people waiting. Many things will keep people waiting, and a lot of times those things are unnecessary. Okay, some people are going to be waiting because of, they think they don't have money, they don't have capital. Some people are waiting because they think they're not good enough. Some people are waiting because they're not perfect enough. They don't have ring lights, they don't have iPhone. Somebody was telling me that she needed an iPhone, that she thought she needed an iPhone to actually get started with content creation. But when she got the iPhone, she now started thinking again. What did she even say that she needed? What did she say that she needed? And I just told her to stop. Like, the truth of the matter is, you keep needing things. The moment you reach a standard of perfection, people have made me to turn on my ring light. So the moment you reach a standard of perfection, another standard emerges just immediately. So perfection is a mirage. It doesn't really exist in real sense. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So the moment you uncover what will I call it now? If a type of perfection or a standard, the moment you break through a standard of perfection, you realize that there's another standard. Automatically, something else just springs up. Something else just comes up. You want to achieve something else. You want to do another certificate program. You want to do another course before you can proudly go into this thing or proudly speak about this thing. So it keeps a lot of people down. It keeps a lot of people back. Holds a lot of people back, and they don't do anything at the end of the day. Some of you, maybe you're here and then you've had this idea since 2020. Start sharing your content, start putting out your thoughts, start writing, start doing this, and then you're still here. This 2025, you've not done it. Nothing. There's no result anywhere. There's nothing you can. Let me even tell us this, right? And what I'm going to tell us is the fact that sometimes what you need to actually do the big stuff is a compilation of the small stuff that you've been able to do. If you can prove that this is a system that helped transform 1 to 10, then it will be easier to convince people that that system can transform 10 to 100 and transform 100 to 1,000. It will be easier to convince people, to convince anybody, to convince an investor, okay, that this is what you can do and this is the proof, right? I'll share typical examples. Okay, this one is deep. I won't share it here. But then some of the things that you're working on, some of the things that you've launched now, a time is going to come when you will use those experiences to apply for scholarships, apply for grants, apply for loan or whatever it is, you know. But if you don't start, you never know. If you don't start, you never know. You never know if you can do it. You never know if you would succeed at it. You never know if people will accept it. You never know if it's going to do well, if you gain global recognition with it. You never know because you didn't start. So that's my little message for all of you who joined in. And then on the other hand, I mean this session was not planned. I just said it's been long, I went live. On the other hand, right, you want to, okay, it's not even you want to, yeah, there was something else in my head when I made this call. Please, as much as possible, I'm already seeing health professionals. I'm seeing 3 health professionals on this call, and that is that's, yes, let me just leave this one and call Love, and Christiana Kekebe, Isaac. Christiana, please send me a message. Please send me a message. We need to update. Christiana happens to be one of my most recent mentees, and she's doing amazingly well. I'm even quite flummoxed. I'm looking for the grammar to speak. I'm looking for flabbergasted is outdated. Let me just use I'm impressed with the stats on your videos. The first live video she did now has over 1,500 views on it. The rest of them have like 500, 400, which is amazing, like absolutely amazing. Okay, so now what I wanted to kind of address. Thank you very much. Love, thank you. I didn't want to bite my tongue. So yeah, that is Christiana Kekebe, Esther John, and Love. Okay, these are the 3 health professionals I know who are here. And it seems all of you are nurses, right? Yeah, nurse midwives. So what I want to use this call to kind of do, I want to use one stone and scatter 2 birds. I've been seeing a lot of things recently, and it's really painful, and I think we all need to start advocating. I've been involved in a case where this small child eventually lost her life because of carelessness from the parents. Oh, we want to go and try out tradomedical. We want to do this and all. There's one man. You say, oh, there's one man that used to do this one. This people that used to set bone. This people that used to. Somebody falls. The moment somebody falls, if you have a fall anywhere, right, and then there's swelling, especially if the swelling persists beyond 1 day, the next best thing to do, in fact, if you have a fall and there's swelling, go and do an x-ray. If there's fracture on the x-ray, the next best person to meet is an orthopedic surgeon. No need running up and down. So I met somebody on the road the other day, and this lady was limping. It was clear to me that she was in so much pain. She was limping. She couldn't cross the road. I approached her. Hey, sorry, it seems you had an injury. What happened? That she fell in the bathroom or something like that. And then I said, have you done anything about it? Have you treated it? Have you say yes, that she has treated it? I was still not convinced. I wasn't satisfied. Okay, how did it go? What happened? Was there a fracture? Like, did the bone break? She said no, the bone did not break. I said okay. That she went to treat it or something like that. I said okay. Now, who in particular did you meet? Who did you see? He said one man at is it Chikakwere, like one region around Kubwa. One man. at Liberty Junction, that kind of statement. I was like, oh, one man. So what did they do? Say they went there, the man pressed it and set it and put it back in place. And set it. Okay, give me a second. Yeah. Alright, thank you. Welcome. So we're saying that she went and then the man set it, put it back in place. And I was looking at her. I knew there was a fracture. I didn't second guess that. I knew there was a fracture somewhere. I knew she had an ankle fracture. The swelling, the limping, she wasn't able to bear weight on that leg and all of that. I knew there was a serious injury going on there. Now they have set it. Most likely they have further displaced that fracture. So if there's a fracture in a bone and then it's something like this, sometimes it can be just something like this, right? Or even like this, it's still united. There's a union. Okay. Now, if it is not managed well, you see this line that you are seeing that is not meant to be there. This bone is meant to be continuous, but because this line is not, you go and then they start pressing and squeezing and turning, and next thing later, this will be what you have. Okay, this will be what you have. The funny thing is, even if you didn't do anything at this point, this bone will heal. It will form what is called callus. It will heal and just unite like that. But when they go and press and squeeze and twist and turn and rub all those their whatever, and then it's this way, right? The person can even have another fall that will further displace this because it's not well protected, or it can get infected, which is what killed that young child I was talking about. Now, this, and then they continue. You go first day, they press and squeeze and twist. It goes like this. Next time, it's press and squeeze. And next thing, you have what we call malunion or non-union of fractures. So non-union is where, there's no healing. It's just hanging. There's no healing. There's no callus formation. It's just hanging because the bone is not in place. It can't stimulate the right deposit to heal up. Now, there's malunion. So a bone that is meant to heal this way, or maybe slightly this way, right? If it's this way, it can still heal. The person can still have normal function. But then what happens with malunion is now you can have something like this. And the bone will just heal like this. Heal up like this. Very, very uncomfortable. Now, yes, thank you very much. My brother is here and he said what you are saying is right, but the cost of treatment is the main reason why people venture into seeking help from quacks. I totally understand this. I totally understand this because generally one of the issues that I also advocate for is the fact that healthcare delivery system in Nigeria is not something that the poor can readily afford. It's not something the poor people can readily afford. Where will they get money for x-ray when they've not eaten? Get money for consultation, buy card, do this one. So I think that's where health insurance scheme comes in. People need to start getting more aware of the National Health Insurance Scheme. Some of these things you can actually get them done for free, for free if you have health insurance. Churches now are helping. I know the where I worship, Family Worship Center, they had a program where they came to talk to people about, talk to church members, every church member, about national health insurance. Well, unfortunately, not many people were interested. So they were trying to help people set up health insurance schemes and all of that. So that's one of the solutions. And then the interesting thing is, eventually, when there's a consequence, when there's a problem, a major problem, the person involved will end up spending more money to get treatment for that major problem than they would have if they had actually gone to follow the right management plan. So maybe the cost of everything would have been 20,000 to get a consultation, do x-ray, buy card, and get POP done at that initial stage when the fracture happened. Get consultation, get this thing. Maybe at that stage it doesn't need so much back and forth. Just do POP, put it in cast, and then send it to physio. The counsel, we will now take over from there, start the rehabilitation process, exercises and all of that, which even if you don't have money, we can still teach you maintenance and teach you what to be doing, to care for what has been done already. Now the maximum maybe 50,000, but then if that is not done well, and then you go home and it's poorly managed, there's an infection, sepsis, there's now maybe what's it called, gangrene, gangrene because of the occlusion from the traditional whatever, and then which other thing, so many complications, malunion. Now for some of these people, they would have to go to the doctor and go to the surgeon, and then the surgeon will go in there, break the bone because of malunion, because it didn't unite correctly, break the bone, and then have to realign it, obviously under anesthesia, realign the bone so that the bone can now heal in the right direction, in the right way, which is an extremely painful process. The recovery journey is not an easy one. Now, how much will you spend? If you're going to do something like that, you spend a lot of money. You spend a whole lot of money. And that money will come out. That's the strange thing. When it gets to that time, that money that they don't have will just start coming out. In fact, the shocking thing is, we may be thinking they don't have money. These quacks charge way more than a lot of hospitals. Quack, what is his name? I don't want to mention anybody's name. Quacks are charging 40,000 for consultation, 50,000 for consultation. It's even medical professionals that don't have the confidence to call their prices for what they offer. Quack doctor, native doctor is running ads. Native doctor is doing a consultation. They'll use Trado Medical, Trado whatever. Message them on Instagram or Facebook. You will see the charge, the bill. 50,000 consultation, 40,000 this, 40,000 that, 20,000 for miracle oil, 5,000 for holy shea butter, all sorts of rubbish. They put all of those things together, and at the end of the day, you're paying 150,000. The difference is they come with guarantees. They come with very crazy, too good to be true kind of guarantees. Oh, you had a stroke? Don't worry, bring him to us. In 3 days, he will start walking. Zero understanding of biology, zero understanding of neurology, zero understanding of the process of recovery for neuro rehabilitation, the protocol, time it takes for this kind of change to happen in the brain. Zero understanding. And then they come and do all this. I have people that I have met. They had spent so much money on these guys. From one promise to the other. Some of them will pack and come and stay in your house. Some of them, you will come visiting their place. They will do after 2 weeks. They said in 2 weeks you will walk. After 2 weeks, they will now say it's because one of the supplements they gave you did not buy it, or it's because you don't believe in what they are doing. Rubbish. Some of them will say it's because you went to the hospital. That's why you're not recovering. They told you that if they start this treatment, your leg must not enter the hospital. Rubbish. And at the end of the day, they are eating, they are collecting people's monies, So most of the time, these people have taken way more from the patients. There are some of them that would, these stupid treatments, razor blade, they will use razor blade and be in the name of acupuncture. They will use razor blade and tear their skin and say they are removing bad blood. That is the bad blood that is causing stroke. It's the bad blood that made the hand not to be moving. It's the bad blood that made that is causing the back pain. They will use razor blade and just mark, and next thing, the person is getting ill, doesn't know why they are sick. They're already infected with one disease or another. So that's the issue. And I really want to raise awareness for it. Interestingly, I didn't even know what I wanted to say when I put on this video. I started with perfectionism and all of that, and then here we are. Well, I am unapologetically appreciating you for sticking with me. I carried you from where you did not know to another place. So yeah, thank you for joining. I wonder how Esther is saying, I wonder how people comfortably subscribe to that kind of treatment without thinking twice. They feel it's cheaper, they feel it's more accessible, they feel it's more natural. And sometimes too, I wouldn't blame them because the hospital system is in a mess. You go to the hospital and you're moving from one place to another. It's not so accessible. You are going to 3 miles away to go and pay. You now come another 3 miles to see the doctor. And the doctor is inside one room and there are like 20 people outside the room waiting. You are number 21. You are going to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Then when you eventually enter and see the doctor, he dismisses your symptoms. Nothing is wrong with you, or only you. All of these things, only you. Or doctor is saying, what else? I'm just trying to remember a lot of experiences that people have shared with me. Okay, some people will eventually come in and the doctor doesn't listen, doesn't touch them, doesn't examine them, just asks a few questions. Okay, so it's pain. Then next thing is painkillers. Now they go to other places, they go to these traditional people and they come with their serene, they come with their, even though they don't know what they are doing, a lot of them, they don't know what they are doing, but then they come in with confidence, they listen to them, they try to explain to them, they explain and explain rubbish, they explain nonsense. I've seen one on Instagram and the explanation he was giving, I was like, my goodness, you guy's a quack physiotherapist. We busted him in our group. He's a quack physio. So he was explaining some things. He was saying many words, but those things, it was obvious this guy did not cross. I'm not sure he survived secondary school. I'm not sure he passed through secondary school with the way he was explaining all that. But to the layman, he's making sense. At least he tries to explain. Most doctors wouldn't. Many doctors won't even explain your condition or your pain. So yeah, that's one of the issues. So eventually they are going to go there and these people will touch them, would do some, so to say, tests, right? And that's the difference. So that's why a lot of them navigate, and eventually some people will get better. So the truth of the matter is, when it comes to healing, especially when it comes to pain management, there's a time factor that we cannot take away, in the sense that whether or not you treat a certain condition, I don't know if you've noticed this, maybe sometimes you have back pain, okay, and you do nothing about it, right? So the thing is that whether or not you actually treat it, whether or not you do anything, whether or not you do treatment sessions with physio or take any medication, after a while the pain goes, right? After a while the pain will just disappear. Now, if someone introduces anything, it can even be a placebo pill, it can be massage or anything, and it helps, not even helps, even if it doesn't help, and that pain still, the pain should have gone in 3 days, and you start a session and it still went in 3 days, the person can now attribute it and say, oh, it's because of my intervention that the pain left, right? So it's still possible that some of the things they do work, but it's not about whether this thing works or not. The question is, can this thing kill you? Does it have the potential to actually harm your life? Does it have the potential to actually cause you more problems? That's what the major issue should be. Cost to benefit ratio. What's the cost? What's the benefit? Which one outweighs the other one? So if you know that, going to see these native people may have some kind of benefit, yeah, but then on the flip side, I can get infected, I can have malunion, I can have, further injury. Some people get paralyzed. I have somebody that acquired an injury in the massage parlor that took more than a year. Yeah, I think up to a year to heal. She tore a tendon, a tendon in her shoulder. So yeah, let's just be guided. Let's just all be guided. That's what I'm going to say. Let's just all be guided. So I'm going to return to my dark streaming. Yeah. So yes. So you can be seeing only my teeth. Scary something. So yeah, happy to share some time with you all. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.